Hi, and welcome back. Today, I wanted to review a property news headline. Okay, so I'm going to read you the headline. This is from news.com.au. Now, before I go on to this, look, having been on both ends in a way of the media, I do always sort of take things with a little bit of a grain of salt. Like, I don't know, they obviously know how to present things at a specific angle or a particular angle. And sometimes that angle may not always paint a whole picture. Now, I'm not talking about this article in particular, I'm talking about in general. So let's just keep that in mind when we go through this article. But this article says owner of a $700,000 Sydney half house hits out at builders. A Sydney man left with half a house in a disastrous mix up has lashed out at the builders, claiming he was given no notice of the change. Well, before I go into the details of this and I show you what the house actually looks like, I have to say, this sounds absolutely disastrous and already extremely stressful for the poor family or the poor people who are the owners of this house. The article goes on to read, a Sydney man who spent 700,000 on his home only to be left with half a house has hit out at the building company, claiming he wasn't given any notice regarding the change in plans. And it literally is half a house. Check out this picture. If you can see it there, aerial wise. Now, I won't read through the whole article, but basically it ends up being a he said, she said, or he said situation where the owner had understood one thing and the builders had understood another. So basically, what had happened, this poor family or this poor guy had purchased a property to build their dream home completely from scratch. And I'll show you here the video that the pictures, not the video, that it was supposed to look like. It was supposed to be a freestanding home. Yeah. And what they ended up with was literally half a home. Yeah. A duplex with one side, it's like a house was cut in half, and one side has no windows, no entrances, nothing, literally split in half. Very different to what apparently they had signed up for. Now, according to the builders, they had to make those changes due to council requirements. And they apparently had given the owners numerous times, numerous opportunities, notifying them of the changes and of giving them the opportunity to get out of the deal if they needed to. Now, that's according to the builders. According to the owner, no such thing was done or provided. The only thing was done is that when it came to land registration, the land itself was, I think it was like 20 square meters smaller than it was supposed to be. And because of that, they were offered, it was 10 square meters, sorry, I'm seeing in the article now. And because of that, they were offered an opportunity to take a discount, which they did do. However, as the building went on, apparently the poor guy, when he saw his home for the first time, he said he almost fainted because it looks literally like half a home. Now, I need to stress this is absolutely horrific for this family. It is extremely stressful, and that would have been their life savings going into that. But looking at that property, I mean, anyone, even a builder, should have refused to build this. Like, it literally looks like something was cut in half. Like, seriously, who in their right mind would allow that to happen? I don't care if there were solicitors involved. Some common sense should be involved. Some common sense from the council, some common sense from the builders. They should have walked the plans over to the owners to be and said, are you sure? Because this is what it's going to look like, and got the owners to physically sign the agreement in front of them. Now, I don't know what went on behind the scenes, and there are disputes as to what was said and what was not said and what was put in writing, what was not put in writing. The builders saying they said numerous times you can get out of it. But as the builder, for their own reputation, like, if I was the owner of that building company, I would have refused to build that monstrosity. Like, is it just me? Or, like, seriously, where is the common sense? Like, these poor people are stuck with a mortgage, having to look at their property. And what's worse, they gotta live in it every day. They gotta face their neighbors. looking at their house, a house that they worked a very long time and very hard to put themselves in the position to be able to afford. Like, I think that some responsibility needs to be taken here. But I am going to say there needs to be a bit of responsibility everywhere. Yeah. I think that it's a monstrosity and shocking that council would allow such a thing to go ahead, especially since the plot next door is vacant. Like it'd be different if it was a duplex built, together, so there was at least some symmetry on either side. But to have one side literally on its own and completely like it's been, cut in half, a cake cut in half and plonked there, um, it's just ridiculous. I don't know about you, but I think it looks terrible. And I really feel for the family. Secondly, I think that some responsibility needs to be not just with council, needs to be obviously with the builder. They should have gone the extra mile. Like I said, I don't know what was done there. According to them, they gave numerous times, but they should have gone the extra mile. They should have given them artist impressions. They should have got the owners to sign off on the actual impressions. And then I also think that needs to be some responsibility from the solicitors that were involved in this transaction to have had an understanding, both on the vendor or the builder's end and on the purchaser's end. The solicitors should have, in plain English, said, your house will look like half a house. Yeah, that's what it will be. I know that they don't have to do this, but they should have done it. Yeah, out of decent human respect and dignity for a family that is spending that amount of money. Okay. I also think that there should have been a responsibility on the owner's behalf. Now, it can be so easy to let things slide or to not understand things and to rely on your solicitors, rely on and trust your builders. And as in this case, he said, trusting the process. But when it comes to your own home, you should definitely go out there and do continuous inspections and question things because you could literally end up with something completely different to what you expected, in this case, half of what you expected. It's a horrible situation, but it happened. So, the lesson to be learnt is make sure you check everything. Now, as a person who has purchased multiple properties, not even having seen them, I know that there's a process to follow, and I know that some things can be missed sometimes. But if you know what you're looking for and you have the right team around you, they should know what they're looking for. You shouldn't end up in this situation. So I really hope that this poor family has some way of finding some comfort somewhere. I don't know how that will be. And I really hope that the council and that the builders take some responsibility in this too. So if you have any comments on this, or perhaps you've got some questions, make sure you type them in the comments section down below. And if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more of it, I also actually answer different questions as well. But please do hit that like button, click the subscribe button, and click the little bell icon on there so that you're notified when we drop new videos. And I really look forward to seeing you.